Hello and welcome back to my channel, BookTube friends. I might actually have some new people coming because this is actually a new, more relevant book. I feel like I always review books that are kind of old and irrelevant, past their prime. But today I want to talk about The Other Black Girl. And if you did not notice the cover when you clicked on this video, this is the beautiful cover. We'll talk about that cover in a second because I want to talk about, I've seen some mixed reviews. Now, the reviews, they're mixed in a certain direction, and I think that if you look at the title of the book and you look at what the subject matter is, I think you know that this is going to go in somewhat of a racial direction. I'm just going to give my perspective, and you can give your perspective, and let's just respect each other, whatever. But my point is, I want you guys to comment down below. No one ever comment. I get so many views on these booktube videos, and like no one says a thing. Not one single comment. I don't even get like dislikes. If you dislike this video, give me a dislike. Like let me know something. Let me see some interaction. I shouldn't have to ask. I demand retribution. I demand response. Anyway, what are we even talking about? Let me get to it. So this, if you don't know what it's about, it says Get Out meets Stepford Wives. It's neither of those things, but let's get on to it. It's about tension that unfurls. This girl named Nella is like the only black girl in her workplace, and this other girl named, what is her name? Hold on. I thought I knew it. Hazel, off the top of my head. I almost called her Ginger. I was really close. I'm like, no, Ginger ain't right. I'm like, that is nowhere near. I don't know why Ginger and Hazel, whatever. Because Hazel is not a spice. Let me move on. But the point is that Nella is the only black person in her workplace. They hire a new black girl named Hazel, and then some sort of drama ensues. And it's being billed as Get Out meets Stepford Wives meets The Devil Wears Prada, and it's none of those things. It's it's none of those things. Okay, I'm in the first 1/3 of the book. I will give the book this. I'm in the first 1/3 of the book. I don't know what the spoilers are at this point, and I'm asking for feedback of should I even like spend my time finishing this, because I'm like really torn, and I just don't know. I just don't know. So I'm listening to this book, and I feel like this book is not a thriller, and I had the same problem with Leanne Moriarty with her book 9 Perfect Strangers. I got it right here. Not a thriller, not really. It's not that. It's barely suspenseful. It's really not. It's like trying to take like normal stuff and add like one. It's like if normal day-to-day tension and awkwardness is like level 3, these kind of books are like, okay, we're gonna ratchet up to a level 4.5, and that's gonna make it a thriller. And it's like, no, it's just only slightly more uncomfortable than normal life. I don't know, like, give me your perspective, but I'm just like, these books are not, it's not thrilling, and I'm not like getting anything. Even like the book kind of starts you off in the middle of the story, kind of, because it's like it flashes back and forth. So we get the end, towards the end of the story, of her on a train, and she's like, people are recognizing her, and she's trying to run away from something. You don't know what it is. You kind of feel uncomfortable and awkward about it, but I also kind of feel like I'm like, I don't, like part of the suspense in that scene is that her head itches. I don't know. I'm like, how is this suspenseful? I don't get it. It's not suspenseful. That's why. And then we have to add the racial layer. So let's just dive into it. A lot of the reviewers on Goodreads who have given this a 4 and 5 stars, you can just scroll and see the, you know, the kind of, where is the camera at? You can see that the people giving it 4, see, you know, that's a 2-star, but look who's in the, look at the pictures. Look at the pictures. Look at this girl. Can you see it? Let it focus. See how she has given it a 2-star, and then look at all the 4 and 5 stars. Who is giving it 4 and 5, and who is giving it 3, and who is giving it 1, who is giving it 2. Look at all the 4 and 5s. Look at this. Look. I really like, bitch, if I wanted to go on Goodreads, I would. Okay, but my point is, a lot of white people are giving this 4 and 5 stars, and I'm like, you know, like, this is not that good. Like, even for like a normal realistic fiction book, this would be kind of boring to me. It's definitely not suspenseful, so I'm like, but people are giving it 4 and 5 stars. I guess because there's things in the book that if I were not black, I'd be like, oh wow, a perspective, you know, like that's just my thoughts, okay? And the reason I wanted to ask, should I just DNF this, is because this girl I follow on Bookstagram, follow me on Bookstagram, say hi. The last thing I posted was about banana bread. I'm not a good Bookstagrammer, it is what it is. But she had posted this post, and she was like, don't judge a book by its cover. This needs to be a disclaimer before people pick this book up. Black woman, I beg, do not waste your hard-earned money on this. Now, I'm listening to it free from the library app, Libby app, so I have not spent any money on this, so I can't say anything to that end. She said it was marketed to us, and the cover depicted a black woman with her fro, and even an afro pick with a black power fist, but let me tell you something, this book is not for us. Now, this is her caption. I'm reading her caption. And so I'm like, ooh, should I just give up on this? The book dragged. She said it has a confusing backstory. When it finally hit its climax in the last few pages, it was not worth the hype. And I was like, ooh, uh-oh. The other black girl can be relatable for many women because it showcased what it felt like working in a space where you're the only black woman. You're just not good enough. Not only that, but when you address situations regarding diversity, it's ignored or pushed to the side. Yeah. And then she says she feels like the book made it feel like a black woman needed to be toned down or pacified in order to be accepted by their white counterparts in the workplace. It also enforces the stereotype that black women need to compete and can't flourish in the same workspace. I wish the author took a stance to oppose racism with the main character, and for this reason. It's a no for me, dog. She said it's a no. What book disappointed you this year? She said, well, anyway, so she felt like this is disappointing to her, and I kind of feel like I'm probably gonna agree with that, but I'm like, I'm very curious to see how it ends. I wish I could listen to it faster, but it's narrated by, if you've ever watched How to Get Away with Murder, it's narrated by Asia Naomi King. I think that's her middle name. She's a 3-name person. Hold on, let me look. Aja Naomi King, okay. Or Asia. I'm butchering it. Let me move on. But the point is, she has a very like high, like lovely, beautiful, feminine voice. But if I were to turn it up any higher, I like to listen to books at like 1.5 to 1.75 speed. I can only listen to like 1.35 with her voice, because if I turn it up anymore, she's going to be a chipmunk. Because her voice is so high and girly. I just can't. But the character in the novel, I'm just like, I don't really love her. She's just a little bit too insecure, and I feel like working in that environment made her more insecure. The environment that I work in is very diverse, and I think it's because I live in a city that's Fayetteville is very diverse. There's a lot of black people in the South in general, so I feel like that's why I don't feel the same struggle as her. But anyway, yeah, I thought it was, I just don't know how to feel about it. It's just not that interesting. It's kind of boring. She has this issue in the first third of the book that's her only main issue. She has this, the beginning of the book is really weird, because like the way she like realizes there's another black woman on the floor of her office is that she smells her hair products, and I just thought it was weird. And like, I don't know if I'm projecting this, but she also like gave me a gay vibe. When she was describing the other black woman, she's like, her long hair and cocoa skin and her pantsuit and this and that. I'm like, do you have a crush on her? Like, calm down. Like, you're gonna make a new friend. Like, you're not gonna jump on her. My God. I thought it was a little I thought it was a little much. I think a lot of it is a little much in this book. It's a little much, but a little too little. I don't know how else to say it. I'm making this video as a question. I obviously don't have any conclusions. I'm only a third of the way through the book, so it is what it is. I don't know. Tell me if I should finish it or not. And this is another non-thriller ass thriller. Thriller Thursday is back in full effect though, so good for me. I did it. We're here.